Must have gotten how big Willie actually is.
Perhaps the presence of Willie had the Panthers looking at his imposing frame.
I'm a 25-minute man. Oh, you got skill, son.
Uppercut right hand by Big Willie.
Too fancy for you.
Welcome to episode number 10 of The Take with Willie and Ian. Number 10, double figures.
Yeah, been a good year.
I'm too close to this microphone.
I feel weird.
You're weird. How's your week been?
Pretty cruisy, actually. Haven't really done that much. Weather's been shit. A couple of little things, but yeah, not much. Didn't do anything on the weekend. How was yours?
Yeah, good. I'm only just coming out of it now, to be honest. And if I had to
I can just sit on my high horse, just judge you the whole time.
Yeah. Do you know what, though? Kicking the wall yesterday, and I've broken my toe. I've got the thongs on.
Do you reckon you broke it, for
reckon,
sure?
Yeah. Mate, have you seen it? It's horrific. I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm the biggest imbecile ever. But, you know, it's good. The wall did not feel it. And so is it tonight? I think you're on... You Can't Ask That on the ABC.
Yeah.
I've seen it. And
Have you watched it?
It is really, really good. I think it's a great show. Before you did it, which was last year, wasn't it?
It was ages ago, man. It was like probably July, I think.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But I said to you, I really liked that show. And I'll tell you what, they've done a terrific job. And everyone, I think it's on the ABC now, but you can stream it on iView. On iView. It's worth a watch.
I think it is. I mean, I'm not one of those people who just like film stuff and then like want to watch it back and back and back. So once if I do something like that, it is what it is. I meant what I said, and then that's it. I don't really sit back and watch it, and you know,
I watch
that sort of.
every
You know, I let
episode.
other people like you watch it, and I value your opinion. If you say come across good, I'm done. You know, so apparently it's really good. I've got some real good feedback online. So yeah, I'm happy with it.
And the good thing about it, I mean, you're always honest, but I know there's a Willie and then there's a real Willie, and the real Willie came out in that the same way.
I think they were really good. The way they did it was really good. Like it's not like no other interview I've ever had. I think that's why it's such a successful show. So they seem to get the best out of all the people that was a part of it. So yeah, hopefully it turns out good.
Hang on, when you say interview. Is that different from me? The best because I'm the best.
They're second best. You're the best.
I'm the best.
Just ask Huey Bowman.
Oh, yeah, that went well. All right, so this week there has been a little bit of kerfuffle. It's not really kerfuffle. All that's happened is that two of the all-time great footballers and Matty Johns, who is also a fantastic... I mean, he played for Australia. He's played Origin. He's more now known, I guess, for his being a TV personality, but he's one of the smartest brains.
Don't get
in
it twisted.
league.
What he does on TV is like his football brain is up there with one of the smartest people who has ever played the game.
And what he's done with the Melbourne Storm and what he's done with, I don't think people realise how much he does behind the scenes in a coaching. So they have offered to basically coach Samoa in the World Cup and leading up to it, and they've offered to do it for nothing. Some people think it's a gimmick. You spoke to Joey today. Would you like to shed some light on whether or not it's a gimmick or whether they're fair income?
Definitely not a gimmick. Everything in the paper is spot on. You know, they're willing to go and coach Samoa for nothing. You know, Sonny Bill's willing to do it for nothing. And if I'm a board member on the Samoan country, the team and everything like that, I'm like, okay, I've had Matt Parrish there since 2013. They were top 4 back then in the in the nations, in the world rankings. Now I don't even think they're in the top 6 or 7. Like how? Do you know what I mean? Like just with the players. So it just reeks. It reeks of political bullshit. You know what I mean? Like so you're gonna brush the two Johns brothers at SBW for Matt Parrish, who's underachieved with the team that they've got. I just don't understand it, and it sucks because what's going to happen now, I know for a fact that RTS, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, was going to play in the last World Cup, found out Parrish was going to be coach, not playing. You know what I mean? Like all it was going to take was one player like that with how highly regarded he is in the game, like a Taumalolo, what he did for Tonga and for Fifita. Then everybody went across, and it's put Samoa like below, like just say, I don't know, I think probably become 6th or 7th in the world. When they like have a look at this side. I was speaking to Rennie Batumua today. Look at this for a possible side like Tuivasa-Sheck, fullback. Brian Toto, Crichton, BJ Leilua, Noel Faluna, Dylan Brown, Jerome Luai. That's your back line. Papali, Payne Haas, Sewer, Big Tino, Luciano Leilua, Sofa Solomona. Like, there's a fucking joke. You know what I mean? That's going to... It'll nearly beat an Australian side because of what the Tongan team, the boys, they really struggle with the halves. Look at that half. Like, you got Jerome Luai and Dylan Brown.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, they're guns, you know what I mean? They are guns. They are superstars. That will rival any international team. You got Saifidi brothers. I know that. They're Fiji.
They're Fijians.
Fuck Ren. Bad male.
Look, I think...
But it's at Milford. Like, it's unbelievable. Junior Paulo. It's ridiculous, mate.
The rules that were brought in where people who weren't from a First-tier nation were able to play State of Origin as well. So these are people that genuinely, they're not going to stop their ability to play State of Origin, which is obviously up there with the pinnacle of the game. So they can play Origin, but then they can go and represent the country. I think that is such a brilliant idea to try and improve the international game. If you look at what happened with Tonga in 2017, 2018, with those amazing footballers that I don't think rugby league has had a level of passion like was seen with that New Zealand versus Tonga game when they were doing, you know, the haka against. It was just phenomenal watching that. I think if they have an opportunity now to turn Samoa into what Tonga was,
a powerhouse,
why wouldn't you do it?
Like this, you got to have a look at the greater good of the game and see what like the Tongan and Samoa and Fiji mean to the game, the international game. Can you not have a look at that? Like board members, someone needs to come over and trump Samoan board members or sack them or do something because you're going to hold that nation back. Do you know what I mean? Have a look what it's done for Tonga, what the boys have done in the last 4 or 5 years. They've gone over, they're pretty much knighted over there. They're gods. And all these young kids want to be Taumalolo and Fafita and all these sort of guys. Like in Samoa, like... It's exactly that they can get that love exactly from Samoa as well. But they're gonna, if they fuck this up, this could be catastrophic. You know what I mean? Can you imagine if Papali goes, I'm not going to play like for Australia. Payne Haas goes, I'm not going to play for Australia. Tino Fa'asua Malaawi said, I'm not going to play for Australia. Can you see what message that sends to these young kids back in the islands? Have a look at the ripple effect it's going to make. Look 10 years down the track. Don't just look right now. That's all they're looking for. And it seems as really political and fucked up, you know what I mean? Like, how the hell is this prick still in a coaching system? He's failed. It's over. So obviously he's in bed with one of the, not in bed, you know what I mean? Figuratively speaking, but you know what I mean? Like,
not a sex scandal. Yeah,
with the board members or something like that because they keep backing this fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like, why is he doing this? Like, if I was Parish, I'd just sit out. I'd be like, I'm done. The boys don't want to play for me. I'm done.
If the rumours are true, and there's pretty strong mail that it's true, that the players don't want to play with him, how do you want to coach a side? Like, if you're a coach...
That's what I just said. Just stand down.
Yeah, how do you
stand down for the greater good of that nation. You've held them back for another, 7 or 8 years. You haven't done the job. Nobody wants to do what Taumalolo and Fafita have done. Like, give up their national jerseys, Australia, or New South Wales, everything like that, to go and play for you guys. For him, especially. So I'll be like, all right, I'm holding you guys back. See you later. Let the Joeys, let Maddie come in, let SPW. Can you imagine who and what they could bring to that nation? And even Joey said they were going to go back to the islands and bring some local kids into camp. Can you imagine what that would be like if you're a young kid? Like the ripple effect. Just think 5 to 10 years down the track. Let's just not think immediate like Rugby League World Cup this year. You know what I mean? Like, they make a wrong decision here that could ruin Samoa and rugby league forever.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, Tonga and Samoa essentially are rugby union countries. Like,
they are.
So
let's not get it twisted. They are.
You've got an opportunity now for these people to see a pathway. I look back at, I was only 14, but in the 91 World Cup when Samoa made the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup, and so Scotty Sear, who plays for the Wallabies now, his dad played in that, and those people are still spoken about as if gods. They are, they're gods in that country, and you've got an opportunity now for rugby league to do the same thing, and the fact that they are not taking on some of the biggest names in the history of the game to help that code grow, I cannot get my head around it.
Yeah, a lot of players, a lot of ex-players, they're kicking up massive stinks, man. They're not happy with this. I honestly don't think it's going to go through. I don't think he'll coach because I think everybody's just going to go nuts. You know what I mean? Like it's they just won't stand for it because it's like like a person like me, I won't stand for it. That's bullshit. I'll call you out on everything you've done. Like, I just don't like, because I know what this guy's done. He hasn't done anything good for the nation. Everything I hear is fucking terrible about this bloke, but he still has a job. Why? Then I start asking questions like, what are you doing here? Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously it's a political bullshit thing. He's something with the board members, and it just gets real fucking shitty with the islands. And that's the problem. That's why most of the players don't really want to go back, because they know there's a lot of politics involved.
Of course.
A lot of money grabbing here and there. It's a money grab thing, and that's what it stinks like. And the players and the nation's going to suffer for this. If you've got guys like Papali and Big Tino and Asafa Solomona and Junior Paulo and RTS, these guys are in their prime right now. You know what I mean? Like, they can make such a difference. They can make a run. They can get to the final of the World Cup. Not just like, oh, we're just going to make numbers up. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to give it. They're going to give it a good crack. If they will all play if Joey and SBW and Matty Johns are involved. Not if Matt Parrish is. They will not play. Simple.
If we were talking about on the way to here tonight, and you raised a good point. It's like, if Andrew Johns picks up the phone, or Sonny Bill Williams or Matt Johns picks up the phone, you answer the phone. If
they rang me just during the World Cup, said, Willie, do you want to come down and do... Yep. Matt Parrish rings me, I'm going to hang up.
Yeah.
I don't care, because he doesn't have that he doesn't hold that weight. He's not going to go, Willie, do you want to come down? Nah, man, I'm busy. Joey rings me up. SBW rings me up. Matty, oh, do you want to come? Yeah, done. And can you imagine the pulling power that they would have?
Anyone they wanted.
Anyone in the whole game.
Yeah.
Ring up Wally Lewis, come down, teach the law. Yeah, okay, no worries, Joey. Anybody in the last 30 years, and now you're going to answer the phone call from Matt. No wonder no one ever goes into those camps.
Yeah. Well, the other
thing, they don't want to do it for him.
And we've spoken about this before. If anyone thinks that, Matt Parrish is a coach, and, Andrew Johns isn't a coach, he's blah, blah, blah. When you get to that level, Will, they're not coaching you. You know how to...
Sorry.
Hello, young Henry. You're not getting coached to play a game. You know at that level how to play football. What you're doing is you're bringing people together. You're giving people a common bond amongst the team. You're giving people a way of playing, but you're not leading them into a game plan.
And apparently, like, that was probably one of his worst things. You're overcoaching these kids. You're in a World Cup. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very simple, the game plans. You're not going to sit there and just try and teach Taumalolo and all these sort of guys and the best forwards in the game how to run the ball. You know what I mean? Like, even in Australian sides and New South Wales sides I've been playing in, it's probably the easiest level to play at, because you already know what to do. You know what I mean? And all you need is, that's why Wayne Bennett and all these guys are so good. Mal Meninga. All you do is bring that group together, get a leadership group, you put onus on the leadership group, let them run it, run the culture and everything like that. So that's like the Tongans, the MMT did. Like MMT team did. I only started then. Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like, that's what they've done. They've given it to Taumalolo and, Fafita and everybody like that, and Jenko, and they've got a really good leadership group there. But maybe Tonga's on the decline and Samoa's on the up right
100%,
now.
Looking at that
Do you know what I mean? Looking at
yeah.
that side, I'm like, damn, 4 years is a long time in rugby league, man.
Be the best bonding night of all time with the Johns brothers too.
But then you're going to have Sonny Bill Williams in there, who's just going to drive that culture, and everyone loves him. They look up to him, and just the way he lives his life, and he's about that life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, people might be worried if because Joey and Matty aren't Samoan. Who cares? You know what I mean? They want to play for these guys.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the hardest things to read about when I was looking into it today, and they were saying that the Samoan team felt as if their heritage wasn't celebrated and they hadn't taken into account. That's sickening.
And that's all the shit that I know. Like, all the players, I've spoken to players and that have been involved in those camps, and they thought that they couldn't really, I don't know, what's the word? They just couldn't express through their culture and everything like that. And like, Samoan, Simon, Tongans, we just chilled.
But surely that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, you just chill. Don't try and tell us not to pray and all this kind of shit. And he was don't quote me on that. I don't know if that was true, but hey.
But ultimately as well,
you can't tell these boys what to do, like with shit like that.
But also celebrate it. Like the whole reason
embrace
that people are representing their country.
That's the word. He didn't embrace the culture.
Fucking
awful.
Got to go. I mean, that's the reality. I'm saying that I'm not.
And what did Matt Parrish? Did Matt Parrish come out and said they're welcome to come and join me?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the invite.
Are you serious?
Thanks for the invite,
mate. Just step down. If you had Samoa's interest as a nation and as a rugby league nation, you'd step down.
Oh, look, I don't know Matt Parrish personally. I don't want to say what sort of a bloke he is because I don't know. But ultimately,
I'm not saying he's a bad bloke.
If I've got those three people,
Bad coach.
I'm saying, thank you. I'll step out now because there are people that can do a better job than me.
You've had 2 World Cups.
Yeah.
You didn't make the finals twice. You know what I mean? Like that's with the amount of people you couldn't get people to play for you.
Yeah.
Enough's enough.
And the NRL's helped with saying
Enough's
the
enough.
origin
Enough's
stuff.
enough. Just exactly. They've done everything they can to try and get the players. They can play for Samoa. They can play Origin. They can do this. They can do that. The rules have been bent, and you still couldn't get these players to play and to perform. Time to go.
Tavita Pangai Jr., speaking of, he obviously was part of that big Tongan revolution in the last World Cup. He's come out today and said that he apologised actually, saying, I'm sorry I stuffed you around, Brad Fittler, and I've rung Brad Fittler and I've asked if I could be considered for Origin. I don't know, with these whole considered for Origin things, is he just trying to get his name in the mix? I mean,
No.
I think he's been playing well. Does he get picked though? I mean, if he was eligible, you pick him.
Me personally, yeah.
Yeah.
He's built for Origin, man.
He's an animal.
Can you imagine him off the bench? Just say, Freddie goes, probably going to play 30 minutes, back end of each half, just rip people's heads off, go as crazy as you can, but a little bit more disciplined. You big bastard. Mate, I love everything about Pangai Jr., man. If his anger and everything is just channeled into one thing, you see what happens. You can see what happens.
He shut
Fafita down, bro.
Yeah.
He's the most damaging ball runner I've nearly ever seen. Or exactly, he is probably the most damaging ball runner at the moment in the game.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So, and all of a sudden, Pangai Jr. just wants to turn it on because they're getting flogged, and like that's his boy.
Yeah.
And and he had it over him. I mean, Fafita's only a young kid, he's a young bull. You know, like Pangai Jr. is a couple of years older than him. They're both big boys, man. But like, god damn. If I was Freddie and they're picking Fafita, I'll be picking Pangai Jr. Your job, stop him.
For sure.
Stop him.
Yeah.
And that's all you've got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think he's built for Origin. 30, 40 minutes, he's fit, giving quality ball. He's just going to be, he'd be an animal, man. He'd be he wouldn't start, he'd be off the bench.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about these things. Like you got to pick bench players, people who make an impact. You don't just pick a guy who starts every single week, and just because he deserves a start, you put him on the bench. You know what I mean? Somehow, like you pick a guy who's a destructive ball runner like that. He can start. He can come off the bench. He can do whatever. He's going to make an impact somewhere. And I think Freddie obviously likes him, but how many more? 2 more games before they got to impress? 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
Needs some man of the matches in that.
Do you know
him and Payne Haas have got a big 1-2 hit combo, man.
Do you know what though? Looking at that Broncos pack, you can definitely make a case for Pangai. Carrigan played Origin last year, didn't he?
No.
He didn't play Origin? No. You got Payne Haas. You got
Well, that's why everybody holds like Brisbane in such high regard. It's not because of the Brisbane Broncos. It's because of the team that they've got, man.
Yeah, they do have so much talent. One thing that's noticeable, I think.
Sorry, would you pick Pangai Jr.?
Look, I probably would. I think there's look, we'll go through our teams.
I don't know.
I love the way he plays. There's a lot of players playing well at the moment, and I think now that he's found a home at the edge, he's playing on the edge. I think you've got to.
No. You pick him in the middle, mate.
No, that's what I mean. You're playing him in the middle, like he's playing on the edge, but realistically, he
can play anywhere because he plays lock, he plays front row, he can play back row. So he's so versatile. Some players can't play anywhere but a left edge.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I think his best position, I've been saying for years, is the left edge because he's a left arm carry and a big right palm, and he comes off his left foot. Do you know what I mean? Like if I was a coach, I'd just sit on the left edge until you find your bearings. Get like Milford, and they just need to find the right combination. They just haven't found it yet in the last couple of years, and they're just flicking him around. Put him in the middle because he needs the ball more. Like put him at front row. Like front row lock in that system up there is the same position.
Yeah.
So
I reckon with the new rules and the way things are going, I think when you get to that level at Origin, your bench has to be able to play both. You've got to be able to play edge.
Anywhere in the pack. So when you pick these middles need to know everything in the middle and both edges.
That's right.
So that just should be part of the. It shouldn't even be a question. Like I can't believe we're even fucking talking about it, but we have to because these kids have been coming through a systematic sort of program. When they sit on left edges, they sit on a right edge. They can't play left edge. They can't play middle. And that's, it sucks because that's been the system for the last 10 years.
And I got no problem with them picking in the starting side middle forwards and edge forwards. But if you're on the bench, you've got to play both. And so Pangai, under that, he makes a side as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's built for Origin, man.
Yeah. So the other thing, while we're on the Broncos, I guess, the rumours are, I don't know if they're true or not, but the rumours are that
Was it in the Telegraph?
Coates,
It's true. It's true then.
I don't know. Well, Henry does our research for us.
Henry,
I don't
come
know.
on, bro. I'm joking. I'm taking the piss.
No, we're only joking.
Because the Telegraph is always true.
I think Buzz wrote it.
Yeah, Buzz.
Buzz
Must have been. He might have been pissed.
Did you see Buzz?
I love
He's always
Buzz.
pissed. Did you see?
Buzz loves his show. He's one of the biggest fans.
Is he?
He
Did
slid
you
into my
see-
DMs. Yeah, come on, Buzz. You're better than that.
Did you see he said bring back the Bears and Newtown and do a promotion relegation thing?
Yeah.
He'd had a couple.
100%. He just must come up with his dumb shit when he's sitting at home having on his about 15th whiskey.
Yeah.
You know what sounds good?
Bring back the Bears.
North Sydney Bears.
Bring
They've
in
been
the-
trying to bring him back since 2001.
Oh no, Greg Fromer doing some
Wow.
great work. So anyway, wherever I saw it, whichever reputable news source I got it from, Xavier Coates has signed.
Daily Mail?
That's it.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to be in the Daily Mail all the
it's
time?
fucking stupid.
Headlines. We do the headlines later, actually. But Xavier Coates is going to Melbourne. So, and the other thing is, Tony Staggs has signed back, and they're going to play him at 6. Now,
I can't believe they could come out with that.
this goes into what we were talking about last week. What's going on with their recruitment and retention? It's like, sign a bloke. Don't say, just he's a good player. We might sign him. There's another good player. We're going to let him go. And now we're going to say, all right, this kid's going to play 5'8". Never played 5'8" before. Here, have a go.
How good's Melbourne? Lose arguably the best winger in the comp and get an up and coming freak.
Oh,
That's unbelievable, man. Their recruitment is unbelievable. And that's from the coach all the way down. Frank Panisi's down there.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous system. They'd never miss. Congratulations to Melbourne. You got a stud there. He's a gun, that young kid.
imagine him on the end of that back line.
Fucking just catch the ball. I think Fox will get a big shock next year at the Bulldogs, and then Xavier Coates will be just going, fucking how easy is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's two sides of the coin. Yeah, man. Broncos lose again there. Tony Staggs, I'm not playing him at 5'8". Sorry.
No.
If I'm and I'm not sure if they're thinking, just say Reynolds or whoever's up there next year, you got him as a halfback. They just drift along, and then your 5'8" predominantly plays on one side. Just say if he's on the left side or the right side. If I'm right side centre and he's on my right side 5'8", I'm fucking changing clubs. Because he's arguably the best centre in the game.
Yeah.
And then he's going to, it's like a two-edged sword. He's going to get in trouble if he doesn't run it or if he doesn't pass it. You know what I mean? If you're the right, you should have passed it. Oh, Katoni, we need you to run. Nah, man, you just sit him on that edge and just give him early ball. You know what I mean? Like, just give him early ball or go to the line. He proved last year he's one of the most damaging runners in the game. How are you going to stop? How are you going to do that at 5'8"? He comes one or 2 meters infield, so you're going to go with some of the best defenders in the game. When he's out wide, he gets that, 1 meter in the middle was like 10 meters out wide. You know what I mean? So he gets a little bit more space, gets a little bit more one-on-ones. If he's 5'8", he's going to get minimum 2 or 3 in the tackle every time. You'll crush him. You can't. It's just stupid coaching. You pay him whatever he's worth. I think he's worth probably $1 million at the moment now. Put him at right centre. That's where he played his best football. I wouldn't, even if Kevy up there and that, Kevy couldn't be looking at him going, yep, that's the next Wally Lewis. Do you know what I mean? It's not. Last year, that's a freak centre. That's one of the best up and coming centres we have in the game.
They have to, if they're
Not
going
a
to
5'8".
they got to buy a halfback first. Although I'll tell you what, that Tyson Gamble, I'll tell you what he reminds me. He reminds you when you're at the pub and there's a bloke there with a bourbon and coke and he spills it on you and then he tries to fight you because it's your fault. He reminds me of a bloke like that. You know those blokes?
Yeah, really. So you're a good bloke, eh?
Good bloke.
Yeah.
He's probably a terrific bloke.
What are you trying to say?
He's aggressive. I'm just saying
I
he's
like it,
aggressive.
mate.
And I reckon he'd
Where's
like...
he from? He's probably from Toowoomba or something like that.
I think he's one of those blokes that's played...
Everyone from Toowoomba's aggressive apart from Chris Walker.
I reckon he's played about 3 clubs. Tyson
Really?
Gamble, yeah. I remember, I think he played at the Tigers for a bit.
Yeah, okay.
I
I thought they just ripped him from nowhere.
think poor old Tommy did, and he got flicked by Tom.
Yeah.
Enjoy
He's
your,
done.
Enjoy your
Hey,
year.
Sit back and just enjoy yourself, mate.
What about him though? That kid as well. The Broncos. He was the next big thing. They didn't want to sign Sam Walker because they had Dearden, and now he
How
signs with
bad
the
is
Cowboys.
that?
And now they signed with the Cowboys, and they're going, he can't play. That
He's
kid can't
awful.
play. He's
Putting gamble
terrible.
in. I'm going to gamble with gamble. I'm going to throw a gamble at you.
mean,
Hey, let's get rid of Sam. Let's get rid of Sam Walker.
He's-
How is your recruitment and just say
Awful.
your GM, your CEO, and Sam Walker's like, I want to stay, guys. This will be the conversation. I want to stay. No, we've got this young kid. No, I really want to stay. And then I'm going to go, okay, no worries.
All right.
Knowing he's a superstar when he was younger. Like it's not like he's just hit the scene now playing at the Roosters and killing it. He's been like that since he was 15.
His name's
Probably
been
less.
around footy
for
circles.
ages. And you're like, I'm
Union
going to
and
pick Dearden over Walker. Who's responsible for that? Someone needs to be held accountable.
The same
and sack
idiot,
him.
The same idiot that's doing all their recruitment.
Sack him right now.
Yeah, right now. Him and Matt Parrish.
Him and Matt Parrish calling for people's heads.
Straight to Centrelink.
Yeah. Lucky no one listens to this show. Like, otherwise I might get in shit.
Matt Parrish does.
I heard he's a big listener. Him.
Not anymore. So this week, the games that we are faced with this week, it's a repeat of the round one game.
Who are we going to tweet about this week? I just want to apologise to the listeners and people on Twitter. I actually fucking fully forgot. I didn't drink a drop of alcohol on the weekend. Nothing. I was like, I forgot what game we were going to do. And you're like great tweeting when you mouse said, what are you fucking talking about? I'm sitting at home watching footy, not tweeting.
You know what? I felt bad because I was at my son's rep thing, and then I was like, it's running over time, and it was Friday night, wasn't it?
It was Friday night,
and then I didn't, and then the game was called anyway, so I forgot. I tweeted something without actually seeing the game, so that's how good I am. Explain to me with the draw. Why the Rabbitohs playing the Storm again in round 8? They played in round 1. I don't get this.
No, I don't know. I actually just don't know.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
Stupid.
Well, put that about round 20.
But they've
You know what I mean? Like at the start of the year they're going to be both top 4 teams. Start round 1 and then go to round 20.
But it's kind of like they go, all right, round 6, what are we up to? Oh, let's have the Dragons and the
Everyone's
Titans.
getting bored.
That was last week.
Everyone's getting bored.
Wasn't that last week? Doesn't matter.
Fuck
That's
it.
fine.
I
They
wonder,
played 2 weeks ago.
who does that. They sit around this little table around here, the brains trust of the NRL, and they come up with this shit.
Same bloke doing the recruitment
Sack
for the
him.
Broncos.
Sack him.
It's the Broncos.
It's Matt Parrish and the recruitment officer for the Broncos. It's bullshit.
We're on fire tonight. Hate everyone. It's because I kicked my toe. My toe's still throbbing.
Fuck it.
All right, the Rabbitohs and the Storm. The Rabbitohs have got basically their entire Reggies in the time.
Cody Walker at 1, hey? That's exciting.
Yeah, look, I don't know. There's a lot of pressure on this young Dean Hawkins that's come in at halfback now. But, I mean, why
pressure
not?
from who? From the media? Is that it?
On himself, though.
On himself? Is he the next big? Is he the next big thing? Is he the next Reynolds? Is that who they're getting rid of? They're getting rid of Reynolds for this kid?
Well, mate, that's
Is that
what I'm
right? Well,
saying.
it must be. That's the only thing. So there is a lot of pressure from all South Sydney supporters.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, and you're going up against a Storm, that is playing some good football, man.
Imagine that. And you're going
Your first game.
Starting halfback.
And you think Bellamy doesn't notice that?
Who have we got this week,
try and
Coach?
crush him.
Storm. Oh, fuck.
Wayne obviously likes him. The club obviously likes him. Throw him to the Wolves.
Throw him to the Wolves.
Yeah, you got to. And they're obviously doing it. So, good luck to you, kid.
Look, the Storm, I don't know. The Rabbitohs basically got nothing to lose here, have they? Because they do have a patchwork quilt side. Their forward pack's okay, but they've lost Cam Murray. I mean, if you look at the amount of blokes they've got out at the moment.
Cam Murray, man, that's a big loss.
It's a massive loss. Although they have put Jai Arrow in at lock, and I mean, he's
You just
he's
missed
a fair
that ball
replacement.
player. It's a great replacement, but
Yeah.
who fills that void on the bench? I know a young kid will try, but he's been doing he's been playing so many minutes and quality minutes. He's so effective around the ruck. His runs are really good. Averages probably about 130, 140 a game, about 30 to 40 tackles a game. His efficiency's around over 90% in the middle. And it's a great replacement, but I just worry about the next man up.
Yeah.
But Wayne has that great culture. He builds that culture. Next man up, you just do the job.
Yeah.
Probably won't get as many minutes as Jai Arrow because Jai Arrow's been playing quality minutes. But, yeah, these young kids, you probably get about probably 20 to 30.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? Jai Arrow's been demanding at least 50 to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And doing it well too. Like
He's a quality player.
Yeah.
Quality player.
The Storm, they've got. I'll tell you what, I like Remus Smith on the wing. They've moved him back into the centres, but geez, he's a good winger.
Is he? He's a gun. He's a gun player.
Yeah.
We knew this at the start. We both said he's going to have a massive year, but he started off a little bit slow once he started getting into the feel of it, and he started getting into the whole way they play, how their defense moves. We had question marks over the defense, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because him and Jennings never played together.
Yeah.
His attack was always going to come. He's a big, rangy, strong human. You know what I mean? I'm happy for him, man. Leaving the Dogs, sort of getting a flick from the Dogs, and then just going, fuck you, I'll leave, and I'll go down the Storm and prove everyone wrong. So he's going to probably, be probably one of the first pick for New Zealand if they pick that test. Good on him.
Yeah, I think
strong, man, and his defense is good, man. His defense is strong. He's a strong prick, bro.
The Panthers, they just keep winning. They just keep turning up and they keep winning, and I don't know. I can just see a year where they go through and then lose the grand final. But they're playing against the Sharks. The Sharks, I don't know. No, the
I'm
Panthers
not big on the Sharks.
Yeah, the Panthers just
Sharks
win
are
that
terrible.
Game. Panthers just win that game.
Yeah.
Why'd they sack the coach? Bring back John Morris. What do you reckon he's doing now?
Just counting his cash, sitting back.
Do you reckon he death rides the Sharks, or do you reckon
100%.
Like just
it'd be different. It'd be like, I
with
hope
the
the players go
players.
good and everything like that, but I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fucking hope the club just loses.
I hope Josh Hannay slips over a banana peel in the coaching
He's good
box.
friends with Josh. It's like, why would you give him that job?
I know. I
I understand. I
Who'd
feel
be a
sorry for
coach?
him, mate.
Worst job in the world.
Penrith just keep going, but
I know, dude.
Fisher Harris.
How
Love
good is
that dude, man.
He's good.
Moses Leota. That's my smoky for Origin.
Yeah.
On the bench somewhere.
Yeah.
Imagine him and Pangai Jr. just off the bench.
Yeah.
Yuck. Kill someone.
It's going to be a good Origin this year.
Eels and Roosters, huh? What do you reckon?
Look, I've tipped the Eels, but I've got no confidence. I think the Roosters. I'll tell you who's going to have the best game in the history of rugby league this week. James Tedesco.
You reckon?
He's going to come out. Everyone's been saying, "Oh, he's been quiet. Pappenhausen's the best." You watch James Tedesco this week.
He's been quiet. He's been killing it, Teddy.
No, but then he's had 2 quiet games, and everyone was like, "Oh, he hasn't done enough."
Shit. No, man.
Watch
This will be a
it
good
this
team
week.
too because you got Gutho over there. He'll be pushing.
Yep.
You know, like there's going to be a little bit of a challenge there. So, Roosters, they just keep getting injured. I feel so sorry for B-Moz, Brett Morris, one of the best wingers to have ever played the game. To end his career like that, I love you, bro. Like I just think there's, you never can finish on your own merit. On your own terms and stuff. Not many players get that chance, and everyone has that thing in their head they want to get carried around like Ray Price and Glenn Lazarus and all these legends. Shane Webke. That's in my mind. I'm like, yeah, that was their last game. And they won that shit. It's fairy tales. It never really happens. And I'm just shattered that that B-Moz had to go out like that with an ACL. It's terrible news because he's been such a great player for far out. How long? When did he debut? Like 08, 09? It's been a 15-year career, maybe even longer at the highest level. He's and one of the best blokes. Him and Josh. So thinking about it, I messaged him and he's you'd be just fucking depressed and just over everything, it's a hard thing to go through. So
If I'm the Roosters, they say who's captain this week, and you go, no one is. Because Coidner, Friend, Brett Morris was captain, Tedesco was captain when he got knocked out. It's a curse. No one's captaining the Roosters this week.
Yeah.
You know who's captaining the Roosters? Mike Acevo. He's captaining the Roosters this week. That will be a good game, and it'll show where the Eels are.
Yeah.
I've still got question marks on the Eels.
Did I tipped them not to make the 8, didn't I?
We
What
both
an
did.
idiot.
No, we both did.
I got the Bulldogs and Knights in my top 8.
I put the Tigers.
Yeah.
Tigers are coming good. I tipped them last week.
Did you? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, out of desperation.
Fuck.
The Raiders Knights. If the Raiders don't win this game, I'll tell you what, the Knights just don't have any points in them.
No. Well, we all knew that from when Pearce is out.
As soon
man.
as Pearce gets
and
injured.
Pearce or Ponga, one of them's got to be. Both of them got to be playing from the win.
Yeah, they have to.
They've got a star-started forward pack, and they just can't get the job done because their centre 3/4 are just not that good. It's just Raiders should win this.
Bradman Best's all right.
Yeah, but he's always injured.
Yeah, that's
you put
true.
that proper starting line up, and I'm like, that's a top 8 team.
Yeah.
But they just can't get everybody on at the same time and everybody firing.
They're definitely a top
sucks.
8. That's why we both tipped him in the top 8.
Easily.
It's
But
not our fault.
Raiders got what? Hodgson is not captain anymore. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he doesn't want to be captain anymore.
And the young kid George Williams wants to go home. So there's a little bit of shit happening down in the Raiders.
Yeah, I think this is
Sticky's that sort of bloke. He can really galvanise the troops, man. They're not going to lose this one.
He also, I think, gets to a point with Ricky Stewart. Maybe he's starting to get to that point where he's had his run at the Raiders, and it's time for him to look somewhere different. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Like it looks to me
Are
like
you trying to get
something-
Ricky Stewart sacked?
No, it's Matt Parrish and the Broncos recruitment bloke and the bloke doing the draw. That's
Nah, stick out. They're just going for that little bit of a time, man. Raiders been in top 14 for the last 2 years. So, going for a little bit of turmoil at the moment, but they'll be fine.
Now, the West Tigers, let me tell you, the West Tigers last week were good. That winger with the mullet, I love him. Zach Zucchini. The Zucchini.
Zucchini.
The Titans they're disappointing. Like, for the side that they've got.
22-0.
How do you lose
Wasn't
that?
it?
Yeah. How do you lose that?
Ask the Titans.
I will. I'm going to ring
No, it's
Justin
terrible.
Holbrook. Get him sacked too.
He'd be pissed off, man. That's the biggest comeback in Broncos history. It's a fucking big thing.
Yeah. The Tigers, I tell you what, the Tigers look like they finally found the way to play football. Dewey played enormous. I wish he'd pass the ball a bit more. He's a terrific ball runner, but you can't have a six that takes on the line that much.
All
like
the
he
time,
needs,
mate.
all the time.
All the time.
He's
a big
terrific
body,
ball
man. I
runner.
think he's a full. I'm not sold on what position he is yet.
Yeah.
Keep fullback 5'8", fullback 5'8", centre.
I don't think
Everything.
I don't think he's a 5'8", but
No, because he wants to run the ball.
he's a run.
You know, so I think fullback's a perfect position for him because he can slip into the back line wherever he wants.
You can't. The thing is, though, that Dane Laurie's been their best player. He had an enormous game.
Yeah,
on the
he's
weekend.
amazing, mate.
I was cheering that home because I was the only one that tipped the Tigers. Did I mention that?
No. Cowboys and Broncos. Here we go.
I think this is a very, very important game for the Broncos because they can either feel the momentum that they gained last week or they can just go back to having everyone jump on their back. They win this game and they start to get a little bit of fresh air in terms
Bit of momentum.
You know?
People sort of going, hey, it's actually working. They start believing in Kevy. They
That's
start
right.
believing in the team. They start believing in the system. Yeah, I get it. This is going to be a good game. This is, hey, don't get it twisted. Both these clubs aren't coming 1 and 2. Doesn't matter where they are. They're going to go fucking crazy. I played in one of these games. My first game for the Cowboys against the Broncos. It was like an origin game.
That's right.
Crazy. We
And
got
then-
beat.
Tyson Gamble can get on the Woodstocks.
Yeah.
Manly.
Imagine Woodstocks are in there instead of Forex. Far out. People
Someone
are
should-
fighting all the way down fucking Caxton Street.
No, they would. I'm sure they all drink Powerade after the game these days. Manly versus the Warriors. Manly, I don't know, hard to beat at Lotto Land.
I'm going to back the Warriors. I think they're playing some decent footy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the,
No, I just think it'll be, what is it, the replay of the 10 years in the grand final, 2011? So that's that sort of rivalry they're always going to have. It doesn't matter where they're going to be on the table, they're still going to turn up. So I think the Warriors at their best. A young kid, Reece Walsh.
another Bronco special, that one. Recruitment bloke. You let him go. You know the best thing about
Someone
that one?
sack him right
That was
now.
sack him on the spot. That was a player swap, and then the Broncos never got a player back. So they
You're not
just
getting
gave you a
anyone.
player. No, can't get that bloke. Dragons, normally they say they're May premiers, but the wheels fell off halfway through April. So they became
Man,
the
what is
April
happening with
premiers.
the Dragons?
They're heading to 15th like I tipped them.
Bulldogs, that's going to be a low game. That's a Channel 9 game as well.
Is it?
No. Yeah.
Sack the Channel 9 bloke picking the game.
Everyone at Channel 9 just get sacked, please. Oh, it's
He's
bullshit.
the fourth bloke. Remember, there's been some bludger games.
Oh, it's terrible.
All right. This is a very exciting moment. This is a very exciting. We've got news, but
Give it to 'em.
But first, we've got. All right. So most of you would be aware that William and myself. I mean, if you listen to the show, you know we drink during the show because we've got massive issues. But thanks to our good friends at Young Henry's have come on board and they have decided that they will help us by giving out a slab of a week. That's over $3,500 worth of beer to the winner of Willie's Big Boys.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Young Henrys.
This is fantastic news. So basically, if you're playing and you watch the show, which obviously you would.
Everybody does.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
So this all of a sudden, this is a genuine award that you want to win. Because not only that, Will,
A year's supply of piss. Wow. That's unbelievable.
a case a week, that's not a year. 2 cases a week. It's half
Sorry.
a year.
Whatever.
But
I read it wrong.
do you know what else?
What's up?
Bondi Tony's,
Yeah.
the great Bondi Institution of Hamburger Heaven, they're giving you 1 year of burgers as well.
Oh.
So you're getting beer and burgers for being the best.
Can
big
you
boy.
imagine if James Fisher-Harris wins and he's the best forward in the world and then wins it and just becomes the worst?
And
And,
that's
he's drinking piss and eating burgers every single week.
I'm actually quite
What a great
keen
deal, eh?
for you to give this to someone who doesn't live in Sydney, so we can
Yeah.
have the
I'm
burgers.
going to give it
every
a
week.
Taumalolo so we can just drink piss and eat burgers every week.
Look, the blokes from Young Henry, to be fair, they're huge Rabbitoh supporters, and so they actually really do like the show, and they're massive rugby league fans, and they make some really good stuff. And we're happily drinking along Young Henry's every week and drinking a lot of it. Can I win this award or not?
Yeah.
I'm
Man, I can as well.
I'm fat. We both win it. Yeah, look, so basically every week now, it hasn't changed. You're still giving points for the big boys of the week. But for everyone who is tuning in, if you win this award, you're getting a heap of stuff. You're getting the best beer in the world. You're getting burgers.
What else would you want if
Honour
you're a
and
big
glory.
boy?
Nothing.
What, I don't know. Hey, Young Henry's is doing their job.
We're going to ruin your off season. So who we got this week?
I can't go past 3 points for Fisher-Harris again. It was something like, I don't know, like 18 hit-ups. This is off the top of the head. Nearly 200 metres, 32 tackles, not one miss. And probably about 60-something minutes played in the middle. He's just putting up some ridiculous numbers. 2 points go to Payne Haas. Same sort of numbers. The missed tackles are like at a minimum. These guys are making over 30 to 40 tackles a game, missing 1 to 2. You know what I mean? That's huge in the middle. Like, you usually slip off a couple in there, but like their efficiency is out of this fucking world. 1 point to Kaloa Matangi, the young back rower. It's different from most of these front rowers and people at home. Like, when you look at their stats, they're like 180 to 200 meters. Understand that when you take kickoffs and dropouts, they're giving you like, just say if you take 5 of that, it's 100 meters. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so just be careful when you look at the meters. When you're a back row and you're getting like, just say 6, I think you got 16 touches, about 160, 70 meters. He's making 10 meters every single break average. You know what I mean? I think he made 32 or 33 tackles, not a miss. You know what I mean? So the numbers he put up is crazy, mate. But all 3 of them they've been on fire, man. Like Kaloa Matangi, he's a beast.
Kaloa Matangi's haircut is phenomenal.
Yeah,
too.
I can't believe Wayne's like still
He's allowed that.
Yeah. I think Wayne's one of those dudes, you have to like dye your hair or have something ridiculous done so he can actually see it, because usually he just doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Like, he just thinks it's a normal haircut.
Shave those sideburns.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's one of those. Yeah, but these guys, mate, Fisher-Harris is on another level.
Well, Fisher-Harris is on top of the leaderboard, and he lives in Penrith. So I know, and when you're tuning in, James, I know it is a long way from Penrith to Bondi. So if you do want me to eat your burgers at Bondi Tony's,
surely you can get into Bondi somewhere.
I'll take it for the team. And thanks again to Young Henry's. It's been it's really, really good to have you on board, basically, because we like drinking your beer because it tastes good. But anyway, thank you very much for your support.
What about Yamaha? Was that it?
Yeah.
Did you read that?
No, I didn't.
Well, read it. Yamaha coming on board
Oh, yeah.
for the winner.
They are.
Jeez, they'll be really happy with you, eh? Good host.
Do you know what? No, to be fair, if you look at me, I am so technologically
I don't even know what you're looking at.
unsound. I don't know either, but I do look at beer and I look at burgers, and that's you're a cultured
I'm
sort of
looking at
fella.
that board there. It says Yamaha.
Yeah, good idea.
So,
Yamaha.
really,
Thank
so
you for
Yamaha's
Yamaha.
coming on board. They're going to give you some, whatever these things are on our heads.
Headphones. And they're going to give me a scooter as well.
Yeah, I'm going to get a motorbike.
I'm
getting a motorbike.
That's not-
I'm going to get a motorbike.
That's not confirmed. All right. Well, if our bets go well this week, then a junior club, they can buy their own motorbike. William, can kids ride motorbike? They probably can't. Harold, how are we?
I'm fantastic. How are we?
Mate, Nit, there's a real theme running with your jumpers at the moment.
Well, I'm on the niche. You're on the crap shirts.
Correct.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
And your knit last week was a different colour, but I feel like it's the exact same, and you've just bought 2, but in different
Well, the
colours.
good folks from the menswear store have been, hooking me up. So,
Yeah, very good. Mate, how's your week? Good?
yeah, good as gold. Cannot complain. The weather's getting a bit cooler, but that means we're getting into the nitty-gritty of the
Which
footy
knit-
season, and
knit
that's
on.
just the way life should be.
Means you can get the nitty-gritty on your body.
There you go.
Very good. Now, you were going to get nude for us this week if something happened. What was it? I've forgotten now, but I just remembered.
If
the
my
Tigers
bet got
won.
up,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
So
If your bet got up, was it?
Yeah, so the Warriors fell over the line at the death against the Cowboys, so that saved us. And Penrith not putting the cleaners through Manly. So Willie was right on that one. So that's where I went wrong on my multi, unfortunately.
Right. That's a
But I
shame.
get to keep my clothes on.
Only for this week, because we're going to
Yeah.
find something for you to get nude on this week as well, Harry. That's
Ooh,
coming out wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you naked. I do,
No.
kind of, but I don't. Anyway, my bet this week is, I think, probably the pick of the bets, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
It's a phenomenal bet, and I just cannot see it getting beaten. So I am going the Storm to cover the line, which is, I think, the biggest gimme of the week. The Sea Eagles to cover the line at Lotto Land, and then the Raiders to cover the line against the depleted Knights outfit that can't score points, even though you love them. Harold, tell me how good I am.
Not bad. The Storm, boom, big tick. You're right. That's just a gimme. The Sea Eagles at the 6.5 line. I think the Sea Eagles will win, but you can't ignore the Warriors' day form. They're 4 from 4 in 2021. All 4 of their wins have been in the daytime, and they've covered the line comfortably in all of them. So what do you buy into? The Tom Trbojevic resurrection of Manly or the Warriors at the daytime? They won at Manly last year as well. So that one that's a hard game for me to pick, but I'm going to I'm going to trust in Tom Trbojevic. And that Raiders game, you're a brave man, because I did not want any bar of that game. Who knows what's going to go on? But the Knights struggling severely for points at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just pass it to Ponga and hope. There's no creativity. There's no continuity. They're probably missing David Furner as well as their attacking coach more than we probably realise, because he had them scoring 20-plus points every week last year.
So what price am I getting, and which wonderful organisation am I getting it through?
Look, the good folks at Sportsbet are giving you $6.35 for that.
It's better than bank interest.
No, look, no one should ever count their chickens, but I do tend to agree with you. I think that's pretty good.
That's great odds. I'm just so good.
I think that's pretty good.
All right, William's got a bet here
What's mine? The Rabbitohs with the +8
with the line.
with the line, is it? Yeah.
Yep.
Sea Eagles to win, Dragons to win, and West Tigers.
Tigers
at
with
the
the line
line.
too.
Yeah.
I like the Tigers.
Love the West Tigers bet. Just cannot trust the Titans away from home. Yeah, Dragons. Look, they are the April premiers, but gee, they get a good chance to sort of bounce back this week. Sea Eagles, as we just discussed, and even though they're missing a lot of guys, the Rabbitohs may keep it close, but you just got to bank that the Storm have an off night away from home, and I'm not sure that +8 line looks a little skinny.
So what do we got on that one then?
Yeah, so Willie's got $7.20 from Neds on that one, so
Neds.
he could get $360
Yes.
if the Rabbitohs dig in.
And the producer has gone the Swans,
On the AFL.
North Melbourne.
Again.
How'd he go last week? No good?
No good.
No good. Would you say it was the worst bet of the lot? Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, comfortably.
Swans, North Melbourne, Western Bulldogs, 40+. What do we got there?
He's getting $12.81 there from Sportsbet.
Right.
So he could put $640 in the coffers of some sporting clubs out there.
I tell you what, we actually do need a win because it's been pretty lean the last little while.
Since my win, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was since
Yeah, I
your
know.
win. Yeah. Did
yeah.
you just, why'd you
I
have to-
was scratching my head pretty
That's my
hard
first
trying to
win.
find a good combo.
So, mate, what have you got?
Look, $8.05 from Ladbrokes. I've gone the Storm at the line. I think the Storm will win by 2 tries. Panthers 13+. The Sharks are just, what's doing there? And the West Tigers, I like them as the underdog in that game. Titans are just leaking. In their last 3 games, it's been 36, 40, and 36 points. And they were up 22-0 in one of those games too. So it's just not good enough, So it's hard to trust the Tigers, but I think the bookies have got that market the wrong way around.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, so when we all win that, we're going to have thousands. So, Mate, thank you once again for all your support. Thanks to bettingsite.com.au. Everyone should just get on there. You can get all your best odds. You don't have to do it yourself. And if you're inherently lazy like me, that is a wonderful, wonderful system in which to do it. So bettingsite.com, bet right with BettingSite. Harold, thank you. I look forward to seeing what sort of shit-house knit you're wearing next week.
Might come in with a green one next week. Who knows?
Looks good. Thanks, mate.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, mate.
All right, William. So,
Gamble responsibly.
see, well done, well done.
You're welcome.
The tips situation. Look, the producer's still cheating his way to the top, but I don't even care. But get on our socials because you can see who we've tipped. I don't care about anyone else.
Am I going that bad?
Oh, look, bads. That's
Not that bad.
subjective. You're going all right. What have we tipped? We've tipped the same except for you've tipped the Warriors. I've tipped the Sea Eagles.
Storm, Panthers, Eels, Raiders, Titans, Broncos, Warriors, Dragons.
Do you know what, William? The Sea Eagles, out of all the 73 clubs you played for, were the only club that wished you a happy birthday on Twitter. And this is how you thank them. I think you should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm glad you noticed that.
I thought that was nice. Good on you.
It was nice.
Whoever's doing the Sea Eagles socials, good on you.
Good bloke.
Well done.
Raise. Give him a raise.
He can take Matt Parrish's job too. He could probably do a better job of the Broncos recruitment.
Easily.
All right. Now, obviously in the last little while there has been a lot of talk about reality television and Married at First Sight and all of these things. But what people probably don't remember is that you were one of the original stars of Hell's Kitchen Australia, which lasted...
stars.
Well, the original stars. It sadly got canned the year after you did it.
Did it really?
Yeah. That was the end of it. So,
I'm good at that.
But you have been on a reality TV show. And what people don't realise is that you actually made the grand final.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a headline, and I was probably supposed to write it down, but I'm going to make one up. Willie Mason robbed in Hell's Kitchen grand final by, who won it?
Deborah.
By Deborah.
The original...
Pippa from Home and Away.
Yeah, OG Pip.
Oh, I loved her.
Me. Yeah, I
Do you know what? You weren't robbed. I've changed the headline.
No. She deserved it.
She deserved it. She'd be a good cook too. She had to raise 26 foster kids.
Yeah. No, it was fun, man. It took me a while to... I get asked, like Sammy Ayub looks after a lot of that kind of stuff when I retired, and I was sort of real skeptical of doing that sort of shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to do like fucking Dancing with the Stars and
I wish you'd done
all
that.
that rank shit. Have you ever seen me just sitting there like waiting for like a score and like from some fucking you know what I mean? Like Willie, you got to learn work on your cha-cha and shit like that. Nah,
Todd McKenny judging your tango.
I could not deal with that, and I mean, I'm not going to bag anyone who's been on it. It is what it is, but I'd never, ever do that sort of reality shit because I just can't see myself fucking copping shit from some dude like that.
You can dance
or
too.
Survivor, or like any of the shit that's going on. Like Jungle, get me out of here.
Brownie wants you on
Brownie
that.
wants me. I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not eating testicles and shit like that, man. I don't.
Not cooked ones.
No, but it's. I just can't see myself doing that sort of shit. But Sammy goes, "Do you like cooking?" And I love cooking.
Yeah.
Do you like Hell's Kitchen? I was like, and I thought it was like Gordon Ramsay and this dude just going fucking crazy and like, there's a lot of under pressure and all that kind of stuff. And it was, it was going to be good. And it was Marco Pierre White. And he's the one who actually taught Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
And fucking schooled him. But it was one of the best experiences I've had. We had 6 weeks. It was 6 weeks of nonstop filming. So 4 weeks and then the last 2 weeks of the final. I ended up making the final. But it was all about teamwork. That's what I've sort of put it down to. Like when you're in the kitchen, when they see you, like when they film you and everyone's rushing around, all that sort of shit, red team versus blue team, all that is organisation and sort of leadership skills, and that's about it, time management. And that's sort of skills that rugby league players sort of get given without even really knowing. And I was actually just like, I was really good at it. Just like, you need to do that. It wasn't that hard, you know what I mean? Like, but for other people being rattled, never been in team environment, couldn't build a team or talk to people the right way, They couldn't do it. They get rattled. They couldn't, like, Marco's there fucking screaming and swearing and shit at you, like trying to rattle you on purpose. And man, I was just, if you talk to me like that, I'll just laugh. Like, I've got bigger roasts than fucking Wayne Bennett and some of the like dudes that'll just destroy your soul. I'm not gonna cop shit from, like, under cooking some salmon or something like that. Like, it's not fucking cooked, right? I'll just try and cook it. I'll try.
I'll put it back on.
I'll put it. That's exactly right. I'll put it back on. You need to. Okay, all right. You know what I mean? Like, then you go see the other side, or some of the people on the team, like, they get rattled. Oh my god! And I'm like, oh, right, well, I'll just try and I'll do that better. All I think is how I can do it better. How do I build the team? How do I make it more efficient? Just to beat those other fuckers in the red team. That's all it was. And we kept winning all the challenges. And shout out to Gaz Beetle, my man from Geordie Shore. We had a fucking great time there. Right. We both made the final. Deborah was in my team, and it pretty much just went down to the fans and all that kind of stuff. So Deborah won. She was amazing. I love Deb. She's such an amazing woman. And I would have actually felt bad if I won, because she was talking about, like, how much it meant to her, like, cooking for a family, and how much it means to her to cook on a Sunday and get a family around. And I said, fuck, if I win this, and even Gaz was like that, if we win this, we feel really, really fucking shit, because we're just two blokes just, like, on the here, and just we end up doing pretty good.
Tell me about chefs, William. How, in terms of rugby league players, get a rap of being quite, and hard at the party. And
I've always, it's weird because my mate Andy, I'm not even gonna say his whole name. He's Marco Pierre White's right hand man. And he does a lot of his restaurants, looks after 50 of his restaurants in London and all through Europe and all that kind of stuff. And, like, he was only, I think he was about 28, 29. We were drinking piss like at least 4 times a week, getting home at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then having to film. And this dude was just a beast. I'm just like, fuck. And I've hung out with chefs before when I was playing, and they go hard, man. They go hard. Are you
sitting here seriously saying 4 nights a week, William?
Yeah, I think we film 4 nights a week. 5, I don't know. I was maybe 5, but every time. So I was getting along with Marco, I was getting along with Andy, and I had a really good relationship. I still got a really good relationship with Marco now. Well, every time I've travelled over, when I retired, when I was playing over there, like 2017, 18, like, I went over, stayed over in his hotels, stayed at his house. Like, he invited me over there. We're actually friends. So, made some really good people. It's probably one of the best things I've experienced, like, out of football. You know what I mean? So it was amazing. So I'm still really good friends with Andy and Marco at the moment. So, and you actually still are actually a really good cook. And I love cooking, man. It pains me to say that, but you cook some really nice stuff, and I eat it. So I'm lucky. All right, that concludes another week of The Take with Willie Mason. We would like to once again, a big shout out to Young Henrys for coming on board. Subscribe. No, I'm doing share, subscribe. Young Henrys. Is it? No, something. What is it? You're throwing me off now. Anyway, Young Henrys, thanks very much. Bondi Tony's, thanks very much. Yamaha, who I forgot before, but I really like headphones and motorbikes. Betting Site. And Bet Right at Betting Site. We would really love to see some more reviews. So subscribe. Rate, review, subscribe. There you go. Is that it? Rate, review, subscribe. Right. You put me off. Righto. See you next week. Relax. I'll be following Willie more and more. Back in the NRL is Willie Mason. I've forgotten how big Willie actually is. Perhaps the presence of Willie had the Panthers looking at his imposing frame. I'm a 25-minute man. Oh, you got skill, son. Uppercut right hand by Big Willie. Too fancy for you.
You've been listening to The Take with Willie Mason and co-host Ian Byrne. Produced by Craig Trewick, recorded and engineered by Zig Parker of Green Room Sydney,